Welcome back, everybody. It's Latin's Fight Picks. Today we will be doing the recap for Hermansson versus Pyfer that happened last Saturday. We will do it as usual. We'll just go on the board, straight on the board. We'll go from our most confident pick to our least confident pick. We'll go over the fights, some opinions, some reactions. Yeah, so let's start this. All right, we went most confident pick, Ige. As I expected. Ige doesn't lose this fight anywhere to Feely. And yeah, he made a statement. He knocked him out cold. It wasn't even close. Yeah, Ige is the guy that's not in the top 5, but everybody's gonna have a hard time beating him. That's not for real a top 10 guy. And Feely, he's not a top 10 guy. He's good. You know, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of matchups for Feely. He's a hard guy to beat, but yeah, he's not going to break into that. He's going to be good to bet on, sometimes good to fade. You know, I bet on him last fight before the Ige fight. He definitely came through big, you know, and yeah, there's a ceiling on him for sure. Ige looked really good. 50K, got probably another 50K. So there you go. Marcos, second most confident pick. Marcos was clearly putting on a clinic until, what was it? Was it into the third round that, was it in the late second or was it in the third round where that guy got kicked in the groin? I mean, you know what? For how much pain he seemed to go in, I mean, you got a cup there, and how much he was getting beat up badly. I think he didn't want to continue. I really do. Like, I mean, not to take anything away from him. I think he's a tough guy. I think he's a good fighter. Just the reaction on that groin shot, and just the ongoing reaction. I'm not saying that it's not possible. Is it possible? Yeah. Kind of unlikely that it was that bad, especially after, you know, getting beat up so badly by Marcos. Anyways, Marcos put on a clinic. The second most confident pick. It's a no contest. I put a check mark. Look, he was on his way to winning that fight decisively. Good fighter, obviously, right? Then moving on. Clark, third most confident pick. Wow, man. What I got? Oh, I made some notes on the board. Loser. This guy ruined 2 parlays for me. This one up to here, and I had one just before Pauga and one up to Pauga. He ruined that one. This guy right here. Holy moly. You know what? This guy has got physical attributes for this game, but he's got some mental deficiencies. And I'm not saying he's retarded. I'm just saying he's got, his problem is the mental part of this game. And I've seen it before. And when he reaches really good competition, he can break. The moment they give him a lot of resistance and he can't implement his game plan, he just gives up. And I didn't think Prachniow, was Prachniow, right? Yeah. Could bring it out of him. But yeah, he brought it out of him. Like, Prachniow was very elusive, you know, kind of fighting him on the outside, the karate style, in and out, you know, stuff some takedowns, and you could just tell he just gave up. And it's the mental game that, you know, and I normally want to bet Clark because the guys he's supposed to beat, he beats. It's the guys that are really good that he doesn't beat. And I didn't think Prachniow was at that really good level. But obviously, he is. Yeah, it was a huge letdown. Being the most third confident pick, I'm like, this guy is way too strong. He's too good of a wrestler. And yeah, and then it's the mental game. Yeah, that's where it breaks down. I feel bad for him because he's got a lot of physical attributes, but it's the mental game. If you ever watch his old fights, he's got his dad there. His dad, he's got this big booming voice. He's always screaming at him. And to the point where you think like, man, this guy's an overpowering, kind of relentless dad. Like, he's yelling at, don't give up, don't give up, don't do this to yourself, don't. And he's like, and like to the point where you're like, man, like you wonder if that's too much. But as I've watched Clark fight, his dad's not in his corner anymore. I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know, but he's not there anymore. But after seeing him multiple fights where I see him mentally break, now I see why his dad does it. I mean, his dad knows his son, so he was just trying to encourage him. He wasn't trying to put him down or anything. He was just trying to motivate him because he knows where his son's deficiency lies. And now it all makes sense, right? But anyways, nevertheless, it's the mental game. That fight really disappointed me. There's one other fight that disappointed me, but this one was like, I was standing there screaming at the TV. Throw some punches, just start doing something rather than just getting picked apart while you're backing up. Like, just start doing something. Like, and the shots were terrible, and they were half-hearted. And I mean, this guy's got huge legs, a lot of power from the bottom. Like, I've seen him pick guys up and put them down. Like, he just couldn't do anything. Anyways, big disappointment on that one. Luke Boomy, Luke Boomy does what she does. She's fast. She's a good striker. And like I said, she doesn't stop kicking. You kick her, she kicks you back immediately. She doesn't get outpointed. Yeah, and I think they went onto the ground a couple times. I was mostly worried about the ground game. I think she handled the ground pretty good. I think it was one time. Was it one time? But, she's so long there, like with Brazil. I think that's the round she actually won, is when they were on the ground. I'm just going from memory. Where she kind of, the fight was 29-28, right? So, nevertheless, Luke Boomy won. Brazil, she's not that good. What's her nickname or handle? The special one? Well, she's special, all right. But obviously not in mixed martial arts. So, we don't know where she's special, but somebody thinks she's special. Maybe has she got an OnlyFans? I don't know. Okay. Moving on. Emil, he there was one time, this guy could take a shot, and he's just a warrior. And I gotta admit, the guy he fought, what's his name? What's his name? Is it Fernandez? What's his name? Garcia. Fernie Garcia. What a warrior, man. Like, I gotta admit, I like his fighting style. He went out there and gave it his all. And Emil just accommodated him, and they just threw down. What a sensational fight. It was a really good fight. And there was one time where Emil really got hurt. And I thought, uh-oh, and then he ended up recovering. But yeah, it was a good fight. Really good fight. High confidence pick up to here. Like I said, this guy is ruined it, right? Moving on to the next tranche of guys, kind of in the mid-level. Griffin, split decision. I expected him to win. He's got a lot of experience. He could take a shot. He even took down what's his name, Wells as well, because he's got decent wrestling. He's good on the ground. He's got good top control. Hey, you know what? It was a split decision. I don't think it should have been a split decision. Griffin clearly won that fight, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I didn't see Wells did a few things, but Griffin did more. So nevertheless, Griffin just had to, and Wells did land his big power shots, but Griffin's got a good chin. There you go. I think if Griffin landed a little harder on Wells, I don't think he would take it as well. But Griffin's not really a knockout guy, so nevertheless, Griffin's the guy. Johnson, there you go. The best, 22-10 or whatever he is, or 25-19. He's way better than his record shows. The guy's got a ton of experience. He's gonna beat these low-level guys. He's older, yes, but he's got a lot of talent, and he did get hit a couple times, and he took it well. He took the shots well. He took Flowers to the ground. He's very smart. He got out of some submissions, and Flowers, he's an okay fighter. Like, You know, I mean, when you're dealing with a high-level guy like Johnson, I mean, he could at some point be too old, but not in this case. And Flowers is not nearly at that level. You know, he's going to be entertaining to watch, but yeah, Johnson, you know, slight favorite in this one. So far, the first underdog that hit was Griffin, which was great. Moving on, Pauga. This guy ruined a couple of things. You know what? It was hard to bet on Guskov because it was hard to tell where Guskov is at. Honestly, you know, looking back at it, yeah, I mean, Pauga, it was just hard to bet against Pauga because he's the type of guy that'll put it, maybe, hopefully would have taken him down, which he didn't. Hopefully grind him against the cage, which he didn't. And Guskov got his first round KO, just knocked the guy out silly. Yeah, it was, you know, in hindsight, you know, I shouldn't have picked Pauga, I guess. I mean, looking back at it, I'm going, what was his path to victory? But I just didn't see anything from Guskov. I just didn't see anything enough from Guskov to really make that call that, yeah, this guy's going to get the KO for sure. A lot of people were on Guskov. I just didn't have that much confidence in him. I'm still not sure if I have that much confidence in him. I mean, he knocked out Pauga, and Pauga was so low level, right? Nevertheless, that one, I wasn't happy with that. Tavares, huge underdog. I could not bet on Tavares because I just wasn't satisfied that his chin was completely gone, or it's gone, or slowing down. I knew it was slowing down, but he fought Rodriguez, and Rodriguez, you know, took the shots that he needed to take. I was questioning more Rodriguez's chin, and I wondering when it was going to be tested. And I know Tavares has not got a lot of superpower, but he's got decent power. But he wasn't able to tag Rodriguez. Rodriguez was very aggressive and really put it on him. Yeah, you know what? Rodriguez looked really good. But for me, I would still be hesitant with Rodriguez when he gets to this upper echelon. Not because he's not good with his offense. It's because I'm still questioning his chin. And at some level, where he's at right now, that's going to be tested. But Tavares, slowing down. I mean, he got stopped again. So this is not normal for Tavares. So you see the writing on the wall on this. But at plus 200, I could not take that with the amount of experience Tavares has. So that one was wrong. Anyways, Kawamba, you know, and here it is. It was a split decision. It could have easily gone to Kawamba. Oki got the split decision victory. It was at plus 187 with two new guys coming into the UFC. I mean, given a choice, I'm going to go with a plus money. Plus 187 was pretty good. And it's a split decision. Like, it could have gone the other way and then we would have been laughing, right? But to bet on a guy who was like minus 200 or 220, 210 or whatever it was, you know, and then go down to a split decision, that's not what I want to see. So I don't think I made the wrong call. I mean, it was a close decision. It could have gone either way. I'm not mad about the decision. It could have literally gone either way. It depends what you want to score. Was it the more shots or the takedowns? And yeah, it could have gone either way. I'm not mad about it, but if I'm going to go down to that kind of split decision, I'd rather be on the plus money, right? So I don't call making a bad call, but there was like kind of 3 in a row where it wasn't good. Moving on, the main event, Hermansson plus 210. It was another big underdog, and whenever I told people I was betting on Hermansson, and I would post, or I would be on the chat and I would post, and the one thing people kept saying is, man, we can't even take you seriously when you're betting on Hermansson over Pyfer. And, you know, to their credit, they voiced their opinion and they were wrong. You know, I respect that kind of opinion rather than coming on after the fact and I told you so, or yeah, I knew you were going to be wrong. But, you know, anybody who has enough balls to tell me his opinion before the fight happens, I do respect. But yeah, you know, it's one of those things. He's got a lot of experience. I don't think he's washed up. Pyfer's going up to a huge, taking a big jump up. He's big, he's powerful, he's strong. But these guys up in the top 10, none of them are slouches. These guys can all take a punch. They can all throw down. They got good gas tanks. They got lots of experience. And, you know, Pyfer easily won the first 2 rounds. But man, come the 3rd round, you saw it shifting in the 2nd round when Hermansson, I think he took him down at the end. Did he? No, he didn't take him down, but he started shifting at the end of the 2nd round where you could see Pyfer slowly just slowing down just a little bit. And I was just hoping when the 3rd round came that Hermansson would pick it up a little bit and Pyfer would slow it down, because that was going to be the shifting point as far as I saw it. And whoever won the 3rd round was going to win this fight. And Hermansson squeezed out that 3rd round. It was a close round, but he squeezed it out. And then 4th round, 5th round, it was clearly Hermansson. So that's where the transition was going to happen. And to me, it was it going to happen fast enough? Because I figured 4th and 5th round, it gets there, it's Hermansson's round. And he squeezed it out. Lots of experience, tough guy. You know, he took a lot of shots. It was kind of scary with the amount of power Pyfer was throwing at him. He was taking a lot of shots. They're like, after the 1st round or during the 1st round, I'm there like, man, did I make another mistake? Like, this guy's going to get KO'd, because he was eating some shots from Pyfer. But he survived, and you could tell he was just surviving. He just was letting Pyfer unload and throw his punches, and he wasn't throwing back a lot. He was just trying to keep safe. You could tell he was waiting and waiting, and it was a good game plan. Nevertheless, plus 210, it was a good pick. Pateria, you know what? I kind of like this guy, and I kind of like him at this weight class. And I've seen him fight the bigger guys, and one thing is he throws down, he throws heavy, he has his hands down, he's fast, and he can take a shot. This guy can take a straight-on shot to the chin and survive, most of them. You know, and then if he does get hurt, he actually recovers pretty quick, you know. And him being at this weight class, was it 170 now? This is totally good for him. This guy's I think he's gonna do a lot better now. I mean, granted, Check, the guy who just came up, is a decent fighter, but I mean, he's unproven, so he hasn't fought anybody proven at 170. But I think he's gonna do some. I think he's gonna be pretty good. Like, I don't think he's gonna be a champ, but I think he's gonna be surprising a few people. Pateria, he looked really good, young. He's a proper weight class, long and lanky for this division. Yeah, and plus 160 again. You know, given the criteria and how things were, and you know, the fighters coming into this, you know, I felt good about it. You know, and granted, I didn't know how he was going to look at 170, so he's kind of at the low end of the confidence scale. Moving on, Giles. Giles was the right call, okay? Like, if you watch that fight, like, I was sweating at first, but after I saw the 1st round, I'm there like, I made the right call. Because Pratis was not getting off, was not landing the shots, was not landing the power shots, and Giles was smart, patient, kicking, throwing some combinations, once in a while throwing a jab. You know, he's leading with his right hand. He fought a good fight. Okay, and after the 2nd round was going and the same thing was happening, it was after the halfway mark. I actually got up, went to the kitchen. I'm looking at it and going, this is it. It was like a minute and a half left to the 2nd round. I go, he just has to do what he's doing right now. He's winning this round. He clearly won the 1st round. He was clearly winning the 2nd round. I said, oh, minute and a half. He goes into the 3rd. He just has to focus on not getting KO'd. Even if he loses that round, he's going to win the fight. And just as I look up, it was like a minute, 20 seconds. All of a sudden, I see Pratis throw one punch. It was a straight left and knocked him out. Like, oh man. He was avoiding that punch the whole fight until that point. And if he just managed to avoid it a little bit, not get hit so cleanly, he might have survived. But we know Giles has a questionable chin with a really hard shot. He could survive the hard shots, but not the really hard, clean shots. And he didn't. He was just out. So I'm disappointed. I was really disappointed. Not mad about Giles because I know he is questionable chinny, but I was really happy with his performance. If he had just avoided that clean shot, he could have still survived it. Oh, yeah. Like I said in my notes, he was winning. He was winning. Plus 220. I mean, he doesn't get hit with a clean shot. He wins that round. Third round, who cares? Just don't get knocked out. But yeah, one shot. It was just so fast. It was just, I look up and all of a sudden, I was actually really confident. I thought I had this in the bag. I was so confident. I wasn't even worried. I got up, went into the kitchen, looking at the TV on, yeah, he's got this. All of a sudden, boom, it's done. And they're like, what just happened? I know he's chinny, but I mean, what just happened? That nothing was happening for the fight. Practice wasn't landing on him. Giles was the faster guy. Yeah. That was disappointing. This was disappointing because he ruined a couple of parlays and the way he lost and the way he looked. This was disappointing just because sometimes it's just about luck and timing. Petrosian, least confident pick. You know, as the week went on, I stuck with Petrosian, but I'm there like, man, this, you know, Vera striking did look decent the last fight. I thought, yeah, well, it's a coin flip. But Vera, hey, you know what? He submitted him. It was a clean win for Vera. Good for him. That was just, you know, kind of a coin flip fight. Yeah, he didn't win. We did okay. I mean, well, I'm going to count this as right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 14. We're over half. Man, it's been a tough few weeks, I'll tell you. So just to get to this, it was like, I'm like, normally this wouldn't be good. I wouldn't consider this good, but compared to the last 2 weeks, this is great. Anyways, looking forward to the next fight. Volkanovski against Topuria. Volkanovski's my boy, fellow Macedonian, cheering for him. Yeah, I've actually got the breakdown ready. I'm going to be putting it out tomorrow. I just finished the last fights tonight. Just earlier today, I just finished doing some more tape. Yeah, should be interesting. Going to be looking forward to breaking it down. Otherwise, if you like the content, guys, hit that like button. If you have any comments, yeah, just please comment what you think, what you thought about the fights. And yeah, other than that, hit subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, you get notifications when the material comes out. Thanks for joining me. It was a pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow for the breakdown for UFC 298. See you guys later.